attention, y'all.
Back again. This is the Pay Attention Podcast. Before y'all do anything, go ahead and like, subscribe to the channel. We back again with a part 2 with Uncle Cheeks, and we got Uncle Cheeks and we got Coach Tay in the building, man. How y'all doing? How y'all living? Uncle Cheeks came in. Notice on the first part, he had on a nice little suit. Now today he gonna come here and just rock the boat, rock the boot, as I say. So, what's up with the suit? Where's my suit at?
Well, like I told you, first of all, I want to thank God for letting me be able to allow myself to tell my story again on the show today. Pay Attention Podcast.
Tell us about that suit, though.
Oh, this suit?
Yeah.
I told y'all last time. Deion Sanders said, if you look good, you feel good, you're going to do good.
If you feel good, you're going to do good.
I got a question for you real quick. Just, side note, My birthday coming up soon, and it's hot in Texas. And my eyes,
your birthday is not to February next year.
And my eyes, my eyes be straining me. And I know they ain't your only pair of sunglasses. So I'm saying, you can just, just go on, give them to your nephew. You know what I'm saying?
So this dude got about 19 pair of sunglasses, so I'm pretty sure he got something on tap that start at $500 that he can give you. Them cost probably about $800.
I appreciate it, man, but these right here, they fit me so well.
They fit us so well.
I respect that.
Hey, I'm gonna dive on into what I want to get to. People want to get to know Uncle Chico. People want to get to know Leslie Tippett Jr. That's your name, Leslie Tippett Jr. A lot of people growing up, a lot of people used to call you Leslie. Just for all those people that still think his name is Leslie, his name is not Leslie. It's Leslie.
Thank you.
Leslie Tippett Jr. Lessie. Because we still have a lot of people in our hometown that really think your name is Leslie. And you used to eat that up when we was young because especially the girls, Leslie. And I used to trip out on you because you never corrected them. You just used to eat that up and love that. But just for the record, his name is Leslie Tippett Jr. Getting to know him. But Cheeks, I wanna ask you. Are you originally from Bastrop?
Like I said before, I'm originally from a town called Zwolle, Louisiana. A lot of people don't know about that city because it's just such a small city.
Spell that name. Zwolle.
Zwolle. That's the correct spelling of Zwolle, Louisiana. It's known for the tamales.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Zwolle, that's known for tamales. Okay, and where is that? That's southeast Louisiana?
Yeah, that's southeast.
Down there, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people hadn't heard of that name, and I hadn't until you turned me on to it.
Yeah, that's correct.
And that's where your mom is from. Your mom, Dorothy Tippett, such a sweet lady. I know her very well. She was crazy about me coming up as a kid, and she certainly was my darling and forever will be. And what year did your mom pass, Cheeks?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't keep up with that because in my eyes she's still here with me.
I can appreciate that. I can appreciate that.
I don't.
But it was around 15? Was that 15 she passed?
Yeah, but like I said again, I don't keep up with death days, birthdays, and none of that. I'm just being honest.
Yes.
And
so. How many brothers and sisters do your mom have?
She got a host of both.
So that would be your aunts and uncles.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just in case you didn't know.
Well, yeah, I know. I got, there's so many I can't count them. But my oldest uncle, his name is Norman Calhoun. Mm-hmm. And my second oldest uncle is called Walter Calhoun.
Yes.
And my third uncle is Melvin Calhoun.
Yes.
So then you got Manuel Miller, my uncle Manuel Miller, Clyde Miller, and my uncle Junior.
Yes, sir.
That's my baby though.
I got
Uncle
you.
Junior.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the Millers are my mama brothers on all my mama brothers right there.
Yes.
So she got, my mama was the oldest girl.
Yes.
You know, let me say that she was the
She
oldest
was,
girl.
she was the oldest girl.
Yeah, she was my grandmother's oldest daughter.
Yes. Yes.
You know, my mama got a sister named Effie Miller. She got another sister named Lovestein Miller.
Yes.
And then my baby, Ruthie Miller. And and I left out one of my uncles. My uncle Alan.
Yes, sir.
Me and him the same age, so I don't consider him. You know.
I got you.
Yeah, me and him. I'm older than him.
Yeah, so you feel like he's probably like a
brother,
first cousin or brother more than an uncle.
like a brother.
Yes.
Yeah, my uncle Alan.
Yes,
You know,
I can
so
appreciate that.
That's my mama's brothers and sisters.
Yeah, that's more like the baby of my grandmom's kids.
Yeah,
Derek,
my Uncle
being
Alan,
being our Uncle Derek, and he's around our age. Yes.
Correct.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. How many kids? Your mom had 5 kids. 3 boys, 2 girls. Talk about your siblings, Cheeks. I know them very well. Those that know me real closely know that I always have called you 3 boys, you, Walter, and Tim, my 3 best friends all in one. That's what I always say. So I know y'all very well. And but talk about your siblings.
I got an older sister named Annie Tippy. That's my older sister.
She's the oldest girl.
Yeah, that's my mom's oldest daughter. Yeah.
That's my little sister. We grew up together so much we used to almost fight every day. That's my baby right there.
Annie.
Yes.
Yeah, Annie.
Yes,
That's my girl.
and then Monique, she's the youngest.
That's my baby sister.
Yes.
Yeah, Monique Tippy, that's my baby sister.
Yeah,
I love her. She think I don't love her, but for the record.
Oh, she knows. She just like to fuss at you.
Yeah, for the record,
Yeah.
Monique Tippy, I love you. So.
Yeah, and she came along with she came along. She was the same age as my little brother Pooh, so they came along,
Correct.
together.
Correct.
Yes, she was much younger than me, right down there with my little brother. And Cheeks, I want to ask you this here. I have to ask you this, just for the record.
Go ahead.
Your mom. What is one of the, or if not the hardest thing that you experienced your mom having to go through or deal with, in your opinion?
Hey, you know what?
I just kind of want to, I don't mean to take you there, but I kind of do, because I want to get to the nitty to the gritty.
Yeah, you know what? I'm glad you asked me that question. Before I answer that question, I do have 2 more other brothers. I got a brother named Timmy Tippy. He's the second oldest child my mama had, and I got a baby brother named Walter Tippy.
Yes.
So that completes my mom's kids. Them my siblings, them the names, and that's pretty much summed up with my siblings.
Yes, sir. Yes,
But
sir.
by you asking me that question about the hardest thing I had to deal with,
I think, I'm sorry. I just wanted to just speak up on Walter. I think I spent the most time with him than I spent coming up as a kid with probably anybody. Not out of y'all, just anybody. We spent so much time together, me and him as kids, and that is, Walter's special to me, so I just had to go there. But I apologize.
well, I thought I was special to you.
Well, Walter real special to me. Me and Walter used to pick cotton, pick cans together, bottles,
Yes,
and
y'all
everything.
did. Yes, y'all did.
I used to be shamed, but Walter took the shameness out of me. After rocking with Walter for so long, I was no longer ashamed.
Yeah.
I used to try to kind of watch myself and kind of hide a little bit as we walk along the roads and stuff. Walter didn't care. He, after rocking with Walter for a couple of years straight, I was no longer ashamed. You won't be ashamed after rocking with Walter for a while.
Like I tell you before, you gotta have a dollar.
Yeah, that boy's a hustler.
Yeah, my brother's a hustler. My dad spit out nothing but hustle.
Yes.
we gonna go get it.
I got you.
We're
But
gonna go get it.
we gonna talk
We're
about
gonna
your
go
dad
get
in a minute. But go ahead and tell me about your
but-
mom.
You know,
Talk to me about your mom and the hardest thing that it was that you witnessed or you had to deal with, or
See,
the hardest thing you experienced your mom dealing with.
This is the Pay Attention podcast, guys, and you know the purpose of this is to have those hard conversations that we need to have, right? And you know, Uncle Cheeks, you know, he came to me and wanted to be on a podcast after seeing the episode of my cousin telling her story, and you know, we just want, you know, and Uncle Cheeks has a story to tell, right? Been through a lot, been through everything in the book, been through it, done did it, everything, and you know. Sometimes when we certain conversations is you know it's hard to talk about, but we need to have them because the purpose of it is that we all can learn from each other, right? We all been through similar things, relatable experiences, and so you know we're gonna give you some time, you know, you take your shirts off, you know, but you know this is for the healing. This is a heal. It's from us to learn it.
You all right, big brother?
Learn
I'm good.
Learn from each other.
I'm good. I just have to answer this here because we talking about my mom, and you asked me a question. The hardest thing I had to see my mom deal with, man, was lupus. A lot of people ain't familiar about lupus, but lupus have a lot of different strains on it. I did my homework on it. It's a terrible disease.
Yeah, it is.
I watched my mama fight lupus for I know over half a decade. She got up, she smiled, she drunk her Budweiser. Yeah, she drunk her Budweiser. And me, as a son that I am, I love my mom. I was trying to tell her, hey mom, take your medicine and stop drinking. You know what mama told me?
What's that, big brother?
My mama say, whatever God got written for me, we gonna ride. My mama, man, lupus, man, that's a bad disease, bro.
Yes, it is.
I did my homework on it, bro. It shut down all your organs.
Yeah, lupus is
It shut.
a dangerous disease.
Let me tell you, man, what I seen my mama battle through, and that's why I know my mama was a strong lady, man.
I'm listening, big brother.
I touched my mama's body. My mama's body was like this table, man. But she was still grinning. She was still laughing. And I told myself, my mama, man, my mama was she was a inspiration of my life, man.
Yeah, I know. I've always felt like,
Yeah, mom.
and Monique have always suffered for, you know, missing their mom.
Yeah, my mama, man. My mama was. She was a strong lady, man.
Yes.
You know, lupus, man, it shot her organs down, and I had to make the decision. It go further than this. My mama was in the hospital after she was getting down. She was going down and down. And I come home every weekend. I was at the hospital. I'm in Monroe. I'm at the hospital. You know, I'm up there with my mama. And I go in there and I talk to my mama, not knowing that my mama was already dead. They had on the oxygen. I didn't know nothing about this.
Yes, sir.
You know, and I was the power of attorney. And it was hard for me to tell my sister, I got to do what I got to do. Because my mama was swelling up. You know, she started leaking out her body. But when I asked my mama to hold my hand, I said, Mama, hold my hand and shake my hand and squeeze it. Let me know you hear me.
Yes, sir.
Let me know you hear me, Mama. My mama grabbed my hand. She squares my hand, man. And I said, my mama ain't dead. Not knowing that the oxygen, if your brain get oxygen, it still can,
Yes.
can respond.
Still functioning, responding.
Yep.
So I went to my uncle. I went to my Uncle Junior. He came to me. I talked to him. I said, "Oh," I said, "What should I do?" Oh God, I don't know what to do, man. I don't want to. If I do this and my mom die, my sister gonna blame me. You know.
Mm-hmm.
My uncle told me, she said, "Look, nephew." He said, "I've been through it. I know what you're going through." He said, "Your mama suffered." He said, "It's the oxygen that she receiving from the machine that want to make her respond." But I did ask my mama one question before she got all the way down like that. I said, "Mama," I said, "who do you want me to take care of? Who do you want me to look out for?" She said, my mama said, "Tim."
She said Tim.
She said, "Tim, Junior, take care of Tim." I said, "You got that." I told Mama, "You got that. I'm going to do that." I said, "Me and him going to die together."
Yes.
You know, so.
And you know, go ahead.
I can honestly say, once I did that, and I talked to my uncle was cool with it. Because my aunt and them knew. I didn't know, man.
Yes, sir.
I didn't know that oxygen keep your brain, because I never been in this situation before.
Yes, sir.
So,
Yes, sir.
by me saying that, man, that hands down to that, man, that's the hardest thing I had to deal with, to see my mom go through.
Yes, and you know, you shared that with me once upon a time, years ago, shortly after your mom passed, and about Tim.
Right.
And you know how I am and how I feel about Tim, and how I always have felt about him since being a child. Me and Tim have always been close. But when you shared that with me, that stuck real close to me, and I never forgot that you told me that, and it kind of like added to me my love for him, and me staying on him and making sure he's okay.
I appreciate it. And I
'cause
know
I
that
never forgot
because-
that you shared that with me.
I know that because I'm gonna be honest with you. How I knew that you felt that way about my brother, when you come over there and take your time out, my brother wouldn't even get a haircut. Tim wouldn't get a haircut. He eyebrows grow, hair come out. Tay said, "Nah." Tay cut his hair one time, and now if Tay don't come cut his hair, cause Tay is a master barber. Clemente Armstrong is a master barber. I have to say that in my story. But Tay he only cut selected few people's head now. I'm just being honest. When he ain't cut my head, America. The man won't even cut my head. That man take his time.
You gotta come to my home.
Yeah, that's what
to
he
get
tell
your
me.
hair cut, because I don't have time to be playing with you.
Look, this man take his time out and go way over and cut my brother hair. And that shows, so I love that so much, I don't have to worry about that no more. Tim get mad when he don't come. When
I kind of got him spoiled now.
Yeah, Tay got him spoiled. He got to have a haircut.
Yes.
So, hey, shouts out to you about that. Thank you.
Yeah, I
I
want to touch up on your dad. You know, for those that don't know about your dad. You know, I watched your dad from a child. You know, I grew up watching your dad. You know, hard work and everything. Tell me a little bit about your dad. For those that don't know your dad, I know much about your dad, or they think they know your dad, and there may be things that they don't know about your dad. You know, your dad he's not originally from Bastrop, right?
No. My dad is originally from Hamburg, Arkansas.
Yes.
Some people call it Central Arkansas. When Scottie Pippen, I seen a documentary on him. They'll say Central Arkansas. They won't say Hamburg, Arkansas.
Yes.
It's Hamburg, Arkansas, because the reason why they said that, because this is a handful of people there for real. I think Hamburg probably got like 15,000 people.
Yes.
That lives in that city.
Yeah, I remember when your dad, people used to come down all the time, you know, and everybody used to get excited. Y'all used to get excited, but we used to get excited too, because when they came, we all finna have fun. You know, it's finna be it's gonna be a bunch of fun on our street.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you know, we used to lose our mind when your dad and Aunt Mildred's people came down.
Right.
So
Both sides. Both sides. My mama people come down, y'all get happy.
Yes.
When my daddy people come down, cause see my mama people coming down from down south. Well, actually my mama people moved to Pine Bluff, Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
My granddaddy took my grandmama and moved them to Pine Bluff. You understand what I'm saying? So when they come to the city, everybody we finna kick it, especially around the holiday, 4th of July. They finna go down. All my uncles, they coming in. See, and that's what I try to tell people right now. It's not, family ain't like that no more. Man, when my aunt and uncle, they sisters, man, they coming to see each other. They come to see each other.
Speaking of your aunts and uncles and stuff, how many siblings do your dad have?
My daddy had 2 brothers. 2 brothers and 3 sisters.
Okay.
Mildred Mays, Miss Dajeen Scott, and
I remember
Miss
Dajeen. I remember Miss Dajeen.
yeah, Miss Barney's.
Yeah.
Them my dad's sisters. And when I tell you them women right there, oh my God, them women right there, man, they say, man, as I think about it, if I look over my life, I had a good family orientated life, man.
Yes.
Cause them sisters right there, they kept it tight, and they brothers were balling.
Yes.
My uncles on my dad's side, straight ballers.
Yes.
I ain't no secret. They held it down. They took care of family. Them boys right there got that money because my granddaddy put them in the plywood mill at a young age.
Yes.
You know, so they had it going on.
Yes.
For to come out of Hamburg, Arkansas.
Yes.
And then you Google it right now, the population probably ain't no more than 15,000.
Yes. Well, you know, Aunt Mildred, you know.
And my daddy was spoiled, so his big brother, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
His big brother took care of him. You know, he came move my dad, he bagged truck, I never forget it, move my dad to Boston. You know, my dad, a big brother, because my dad was spoiled, man. My dad had a brand new convertible when he graduated. This back then.
Yes.
So that tell you what type of family that I came from.
Yes.
But it had a mental breakdown through the chain. Because I'm gonna tell you something. When you abuse something, it'll whoop you in such a way. And see, that's what my daddy did. My daddy used to drink. My daddy, my daddy was a entrepreneur. Whatever my dad can do whatever he want to do when it come to these hands. We had a garden, man. We used to have to till a garden. I was out there tilling. I'm a young boy. I'm playing corn, green. We had all that. We had cow. We had 2 or 3 cow, pigs, chicken. You know.
We had all that back there.
Yeah, you know.
Your daddy
we didn't
had
have to
that,
go to no grocery
your
store.
daddy had that favorite saying that had everybody across the ditch saying, "She ain't ready yet." About those hogs when those hogs trying to breed another hog and the hog that they're trying to jump on top of is still a baby.
Yeah.
And your daddy used to beat the mess out those hogs jumping on top of those pigs, saying she ain't ready yet. Had the whole street saying that.
Yeah,
Matter of fact, everybody on our side of town.
Yeah. I can remember like it was yesterday. And we had a shelling pony.
Yes.
You remember that shelling pony? It'll buck you out.
Yes,
My dad
sir.
got us
I
a
remember
shelling
that.
pony.
I remember
But
that.
anyway, I used to have my favorite meal was pork chop, rice, and gravy.
Yes.
And sweet potato.
Yes.
Hey, say man, and that cornbread, man, doing that with that skillet. See, the skillet she had there, say man, it looked to beat all up, but it did wonders to that crispy.
Yes. Oh yeah. We used to be me and Walter and them used to be so upset at y'all because Aunt Mildred and them gonna come back with her and Big Shot gonna come back with 100 fish, and she always say, if you don't clean, you're not gonna eat.
Yeah.
Now, me and Walter sit back there and clean just about all of them. We got you, Teddy, Sid, Bruising when he was there for the summer. All y'all walk down through there, grabbing plates, making fish sandwiches, and ain't cleaned nothing. I used to be so mad at y'all. Y'all used to do that all the time. I ain't gonna clean no fish, but y'all used to be the first one back there coming back there getting fish sandwiches.
Yeah, you right.
I remember those days. Boy, those were the fun days, though.
And like I say, man, my dad also had two more other brothers. I didn't get their names. I want to mention their names.
Yes, sir.
They was a very, they played a big role in my life too.
Yes.
Uncle Lawrence, Tippy, and Rob Tippy. And my Uncle Lawrence was riding, this is him back in the 80s, with his last name on the license plate, Tippy.
Yeah.
You didn't see too many people.
You didn't.
So you know.
You had personal place back then. You were doing the real big.
Yeah, my uncle did that. My uncle wasn't no joke, man.
Yeah.
He had personalized tags back in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we knew that was Lawrence Tip in that truck because
Yes.
it had Lawrence Tip on us.
Mm-hmm. I have to ask you this, Cheeks.
Uh-huh.
You back to your dad. Your dad, Leslie Tippett Sr., obviously because you're a junior.
Right.
I have to ask you this about your dad. And I just have to go down through there and ask you this because I asked you this about your mom.
Mm-hmm.
What is one of the hardest thing that you experience your dad going through or dealing with or having to deal with, in your opinion, that you experienced with your dad?
Well, that was a very good question. And I have a good answer for you for that. I thought it was when he got divorced, well, when him and my mom separated.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was one of the hardest things I ever seen my dad about.
Yes.
But it wasn't.
It wasn't?
Nah, the hardest thing I seen my dad have to battle, man, he called me. He was balling up and crying. I ain't understand what's going on. His best friend died. Mr. Ray Reese.
I could have told you who his best friend was.
Yeah. My dad had called me. My dad said, "Son, you gotta get home right now."
Yeah.
You gotta get home right now.
Those two couldn't get no closer.
Yeah, I went home. I heard my dad, he was crying. And he said, "Come go with me." So I went home for the funeral.
Yes.
But not knowing my dad was calling me to come home to watch him go to the graveyard and watch him dig his best friend's grave.
Yes.
That was the hardest thing. My dad was crying. And,
Oh, man.
man, he was crying and dig and crying and dig, and man, he was crying. He said, "Son, this is the worst thing that I can ever imagine happen to me." Because you gotta keep in mind, when someone that you talk to every day, my dad didn't have, after all his friends died out, but him and Mr. Barry was the closest.
Yes.
Because my dad would tell me stories. People who want to try to jump on my dad, and they know who my dad's friend was.
Baby Ray ain't having that.
Nah, what? You better not mess with Chico.
Yeah.
They know Mr. Barry don't play. That man right there don't play.
Mr. Baby Ray never played.
Nah, he ain't finna play with you.
Yeah.
He ain't finna play with you.
Yeah.
Nah, but he one of the sweetest guys that you ever want to meet.
Yes.
I was up respect Mr. Bay right.
Yes.
Love you to death. But
Yes.
that right there broke me down, man.
Yeah, and all three of his boys look just like him.
All three of them.
Yeah. Tony, Dennis, and Reginald. You talk about three men that look just like their dad.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, look
Yeah.
just like Baby Ray. All three of them.
And I have to say this him right here too, man. Mr. Bay Ray was so respected in our neighborhood.
Yes, he was.
And people know you better not mess with his kids neither. So I had to say that. I don't care how he was. He was coming out there in that water with them kids.
He don't care how grown his kids is. He coming.
Man, that man coming out there in that water, man. You ain't finna do that on his watch.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That had to be a pivotal time for your dad. I know it had to be. Burying your best friend. That's something that's real hard. It's like a family member. So I can only just imagine how hard that was for him. And is your dad still the only person up there at the city of Bastrop that can drive the big tractor trucks and stuff? But we went a long time down there. He was the only one able to drive heavy equipment. I mean, he may be the only one that can drive heavy equipment down there still today.
Well,
you know,
that might be true because my dad came out of retirement. They asked me to come out of retirement to help drive and keep the city clean.
Yes.
So I give my dad the most respect for that because it just ain't the same no more.
yes.
You know, and I like to say this him too, man. I like to send shouts out to Dal Green and Travis Coleman for trying to start
The work that they've been doing.
the work they've been doing in the community for us dealing with the kids, man.
Just trying to keep doing stuff positive. You know, you got to give a shout out to them. Thumbs up for just
thumbs up, buddy.
you know,
keep it up, man.
that entire camp down there. That just trying to keep the positive going down there. Trying to keep that city afloat with positiveness. And big ups to y'all. Big shout out to y'all.
Man, shouts out, man.
And I'm here for y'all if y'all need me.
Exactly.
I'm here for you.
I'm here.
You know.
I got a couple questions. You know, I'll let y'all talk, but now I got a couple questions for you, C's. 3 questions, all right? Sure. Are you ready for them?
Sure.
You sure?
Yeah.
Ready, set, go? Sure. All right. Any advice would you give any child, a teenager, watching a parent go through lupus or go through cancer, right? Is there any advice? I'm gonna think on that one, all right?
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because if you don't support your parents and that they need you more right there because I know as a kid it might drive you a different direction in life, but stay positive. I know you see your parents going through that, it hurt you, it'll break you down mentally, physical, whatever. You just try to work on it and pray to God about it. You know, take your problem to God and just ask God to show you the way to how to deal with this, man, because if not, young women and men, it'll mess with your mental, physical, and mental. So just take it to God and stay strong for your parents, man, because that's what I did. I fought that battle with my mom, and I'm still fighting with her because in my eyesight, in my mind, she's still here. Mm-hmm. So thank you for that question, sir.
Mm-hmm. I'm a man of many questions. Another question I got. You mentioned that y'all grew up with not the processed food, right? You know, picking and everything.
That's
like
correct.
that. Very, very like organic, very natural, right?
Yeah.
Transfer to today. How is your diet? How is your eating?
Well,
would you say you more on the processed food side, or would you want to get back into that natural? You know, more of that. You know, that organic.
Are you on the natural side more?
well, I tell you this, and by you saying that, I try.
You know, you get old now.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying?
And
Health is important.
Exactly. I try to eat a lot of greens right now because your body gonna tell you about itself. You know, if you don't learn your body, you know, you'll know if you eat certain things how it make you feel.
Right.
So it's now with the food that they going through the drive-through, it go in and out. Mm-hmm. You know, versus food you eat to come out the garden, I think it stick to you more and it's got more fiber in it. Mm-hmm. So all this processed food it'll break you down in the long run. Just try to add you a good meal in your diet each and every other day. You know, that's my philosophy right now because everybody in this modern time right now, everybody's not cooking every night. Mm-hmm. It's just not happening no more. So, where I'm from, they taking the chicken out, they gonna call home, take that chicken out, that's what we eating tonight. You know?
Yeah, you got less and less people cook these days. People are not cooking anymore. People is eating out everywhere. You know, you got these places got a line wrapped around the building. I'm not going to say no names because they're not sponsoring us. So, but you have that going on. You probably have. I don't even think you have 25% of the country that's cooking today.
Right.
You know, which is if you ask me, it's a shame, and it's certainly a shame for me because I'm a person that loves to cook on a daily basis. So, you know, coming from a person that loves to cook, I really think it's a shame.
Yeah. Cook. I'm hungry now.
Look how you growing. Come on, son.
I've been saying something for 6 years.
You ain't missing no meal.
Yes.
Shoot. I mean, but look, okay. Next question. So I got 2 more questions. Any advice you would give your younger self?
My younger self, if I was young, I'd have did it all over again the way I did it. I'd have stayed in school.
Why?
Because by me staying in school, I felt like I'd have been way more advanced than I am now.
Yes.
You know, for as I ain't no telling probably what, man, I'd probably be in LA somewhere
Yes.
in a movie.
Yes.
If I would have stayed in school, because what the knowledge I got for us, I tell you this right here. I don't want to drag on the question too long.
No.
I wish I would have stayed in school, and I knew I would have had a better. I tell all kids, stay in school. That's the main thing. Stay in school. I know I'd had a better upbringing than I had, instead of being the rough as it was. But I made it smoother every time. It gets smooth because I learned. And what I learned, that I thank God what I do know how to do. I do know how to read and comprehend.
Right.
See, if you got them tools right there, you gonna be all right.
Yes.
And I thank God that I got that. I can read and understand what I'm reading. It makes sense. See, a lot of people know about me. I can read paragraph after paragraph, and I know what they're talking about.
Yes.
See, just versus a person just reading and don't know what they're talking about.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So I thank God for that. I got them tools. So
Yes.
that what made me good.
Well, I know what you should read. Here you go. Boom.
Yeah. You want to read? Y'all go pay attention.
Podcast. Yeah, my nephew got his book
Pay
out.
attention. Are you taking care of your mental self? Are you taking care of your mental health?
I got one more last question, man. One more last question. You mentioned your dad, the story about the dad and losing his best friend. Any advice if, children, teenagers, even myself, watching this, and we got parents that, getting older. Any advice would you give a child or a teenager right now who parent has lost a close friend of theirs?
Again, just like I say, do your homework on whatever they're going through. Find out what caused that, what made them go through this and what they're going through. Do your research on it, and then pray to God about it. And whatever they did or whatever you can do to prevent it, because it's in your genes, try not to avoid what's going on. Because remember, what I told in the last segment, if it's a snake up under there, you tell me a snake up under there, I ain't gonna look up under there. If that disease tell me I'm not supposed to eat this or eat that, I'm not gonna eat that.
Cause what, your body is your what?
It's my temple.
No, go ahead then.
It's my temple. And I'm gonna say this before we end the segment. I got a lot more to say. If you allow me to come back, I want to open up more to the American people so they can get to know me more and more.
I'm thinking about. I've been sitting over here pondering on this education thing, and I'm just thinking, just speaking of that, where we come from, it wasn't pushed hard, it wasn't real big, a lot of adults back then, they wasn't school literate, for lack of better words, y'all, if you will. They didn't push, school wasn't promoted, take care of business at school, do good at school. It wasn't promoted real big in households. And a lot of it, in my opinion, correct me if I'm wrong, y'all, comes from the adults they didn't know, and they didn't have an education, a lot of them. A lot of people didn't have education, a lot of adults, and that being said, they didn't, education wasn't big. A lot of them didn't have education, so how could they push education if they didn't have an education? Right. So that's where a lot of people suffered back in the, I'll say, in the 70s. If you grew up in the 70s, the early 80s, the 60s, whoever raised you, your parents or whoever raised you, they didn't that just education wasn't big in the house. And so, that's one thing that I call myself trying to stop when I had kids, and that's having that lonely feeling coming up in school, certainly elementary, coming on up junior high, on to high school, I experienced a lonely feeling a lot, and I didn't feel like I had that shield of protection in school. Someone to get on the teachers when it was necessary. Someone to talk to the teacher about letting me take a test over when it was needed. Stuff like that. I didn't have that. So I always said I'm gonna stop that curse, if you will, with my kids, with my children, and not let that happen. Not let them be naked like that coming up in school. I want to be that shield that I didn't have. And so that being said, that my kids they had to stop me from walking into class once they got on up in grandma's school, coming up as they were getting older, because as the kids grow, after so long, they don't want the parents walking them up in the school, period. But that came from me doing it, came from me not having nobody, me feeling lonely when coming up in school. And so I called myself giving that extra attention to my kids, walking them in school, and always just being there, because I didn't have that. And I call myself not letting that happen again.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I watch you and I know what you're talking about. You did a good job. So, if anybody told you that, you did a good job.
Thank you.
You welcome.
And I hear it all the time.
Yeah, you did a good job. I know what you're going through. Ain't no secret. You did a good job. I appreciate that. I got a beautiful niece and nephew and another nephew behind that.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's the Pay Attention Podcast. Y'all did some nice looking mugs, don't you think? Shout out to Minute Man Press of Rockwall for blessing us with these Pay Attention Podcast mugs with the beautiful, nice new logo. I'm loving it.
Oh, I gotta say one thing. I know the segment's almost over. I didn't mean to cut y'all. Shouts out to Bodacious Barbecue in Bachelor, Louisiana. So if you around the area, go support my boy, Bodacious Barbecue. Miss Williams got the best barbecue in the city. I'm out.
Pay attention, y'all. Hey, reach out to your people. Reach out to your strong friends, people that you think that may be strong. The people that you think that are strong, they may not be as strong as you think. Check with your people. Take your people seriously on everything that they're talking to you about. Take your people seriously with what they may be dealing with. That's the problem. We're taking stuff too lightly. Reach out to each other. Love on one another. Everybody needs help, and everybody's dealing with something mental of some capacity. It can be 5%, it can be 65%, it can be 90%. But we're all dealing with something. Check on your people, check on your family, check on your friends. Let's not wait till it's too late. Pay attention, y'all, please. Kobe.
This is the Pay Attention Podcast, and thank y'all for joining us. Please go subscribe, go like, go comment. If you got any questions, concerns, thoughts, feelings, please enter them in the comments. Once again, this is part 2 with Uncle Cheeks, joining you with Uncle Tay. We just had to dive a little bit deep. There, and Uncle Cheeks, like I said, got a powerful story. Got a story that can provide some healing, but it's also brought some help to all. We all been through it all. We all go through the same type of things, and so it's always time to just help each other.
And I apologize to Kobe. I just want to say, before I forget, anybody that wants to come on the show and tell their story, you are super welcome. Leave your messages or comments if you'd like to come join the show to tell your story. Go to self-care. Send us an email at self-care, pay attention the number one, at gmail.com, y'all. That's self-care. Pay attention. The number one, at gmail.com. Email us, leave us some messages, and we'll reach back out to you.
Nice suit, man. Get that.
Thank you. Hey, y'all want me back on the show? Leave a comment.
Any last words? Any last thing? Anything you gotta say, Dad? Anything? Any last thing? Anything?
Check on your people. I'm concerned about that.
Oh, anything you gotta say? If I take my glasses?
Please don't. Just like I said, I want to come back. Subscribe.
Again, man, this is the Pay Attention Podcast. Pay Attention Podcast. Pay attention. Big shout outs. Big shout outs to the Elite Media crew. If you're in the Dallas, Texas area and want photos, weddings, anything from digital photography, hit up shop by Mello. His information will be in the information. Call him, email him, text him with the code Pay Attention, and you're gonna get like a 10% off, hopefully.
Look up Elite Media Crew, y'all.
And this is the Pay Attention Crew, and we'll be live back again on June the 26th. So look out for that, and y'all have a blessed and wonderful day, and say the turtles.
Say the turtles, y'all. Pay attention.